It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dreadfort and the Bolton playthrough, in which we are trying, or have tried, to replace the Starks as Lords of Winterfell, but sadly I think our time has come. 4,000 troops, I can't beat it, and right now we need to call a peace to this war. The White Walkers are on us as well. There's too much for us to deal with, and we are not going to be able to deal with it. So, we're going to need a white peace so that we can live to fight another day. I have a lot of unhappy vassals, so it's also very important that we deal with the vassal situation. We need to improve relations with people. Ethering. Troop-wise, we have 1,000 at least, so no vassal will be able to override me, but it is still a bit of a precarious situation for us. The White Walkers coming south. Their capital is at Castle Black itself, so the bastions of our defence, the Night's Watch, have been pretty well eliminated. Going to the Iron Throne, a young Queen Shireen at the age of 13 is in charge, but I'm not sure quite how much she will help deal with the issue that's arisen. I haven't had a son or any child at all, so we need to put a son on. We also need to hire someone for the position of treasurer. Now, my wife is not keen on me at all, so let's see if anyone will be more... Okay, Torren will. So let's invite Torren. At the moment I'm... Oh god, I'm pneumonic, so this could be the end of us here. That's a pretty bad disease for us to get. How's my... Okay, we lost pneumonic, that's good. Duncan needs educating, so we'll pop him on for education. Meanwhile, let's see how the White Walkers are doing. Currently, do they have... Yes, they do. So they control the entirety of Beyond the Wall, and they now control the entirety of the wall. Today, Benfred has asked me for a fief of his own. I could give him Carhold. How many troops will he get from Carhold? 1,500. How many troops do I get from the Dreadfort? Whoa, the Dreadfort's been very heavily damaged. Very heavily damaged. So, we are going to swap trained troops to here. I'll say I'll promise to arrange it. Do I own any other titles? No, only Carhold. So, do I want to be... Okay, well let's see. Let's see what we can do. We've got a little bit of time. I mean, not much, but a little bit. Lord Treasurer, is that chap arrived? Yes, Torren, good. Come in and do some business for me. Let's get some scheming going with Ramsay. We don't have a Meister. Let's get some positions for people that will make them happy. You're a commander, so you can be that. You're also a good fighter. Porther, you're also a good fighter. Position of note to make someone happy. Boris, have that. 2 commanders up for grabs. Ramsay. God, we don't have the best commanders right now. We're in a bit of a sorry state, but this is when we have to turn things around. So it's not all bad. I have no doubts we will be able to make the improvements necessary. So, Duncan has contracted great sickness, so that's not so great. Hopefully that is going to be lost fairly shortly. In fact, I think he has lost it, so that's good. White Walkers seem to be... Aha, I have a new heir. So we have had a son. Oh no, we haven't. Benfred died. He died of the plague. Oof, that's not good. So in fact, my situation has got worse. Benfred had made me promise I would bury him properly, and I keep my promises. I walked beside his coffin to Benfred's last rest, and the wailing of the mourners was almost more than I could bear. Yes, we'll get the diplomacy. I'm afraid we can't afford a funeral for him. Sworn Shield is up for grabs as well. The less I work, the more I spend time with the people I really care about. Okay, good. Now it's Lord Paramount Tyler at the helm of the Starks, who wants me to be a commander, so I'll accept for the additional prestige. Not expecting much from it, but that's okay. As a plot to kill the Queen from my wife here, he wants medium feudal taxes. Are you mad? Ugh, fine. We need to get a little bit on side here, because we are on tetchy ground. Forces are slowly making their way back up. At least we don't have to give my brother any lands. The Dreadfort is just in a mess right now. You would like me to be Justicar. Thank you very much. I will happily be your Justicar despite my... oh, I thought it was abysmal actually. My diplomacy is not too bad. Shireen's taken her last breath. Oh god, how did she die? Was that my wife that killed her? Oh god. Well, I guess we won't say anything. Jocelyn is to marry Lord Paramount Clay. She's not the best character, but we'll give him to Barber. Atali, do you have a... you do actually have a claim on Westmarch. Why don't you marry... I'll marry whoever you want, you're not really much use to me anymore. Sadly, as much as I would have liked you to have been. There is a faction for my half-sister, led by Cherise of High Point, who is actually my biggest contest, as she owns 2 counties. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to be aware of. But hopefully we'll be alright and manage. Olaria lying to me again, straight to my face. Don't be deceitful, come on. Okay, where are the White Walkers at the moment? Still wandering around in their lands, but looking to come south, no doubt. I wonder if they have internal revolts between the White Walkers. Probably not, but... Meanwhile, it's King Laurent on the Iron Throne, who's actually married to my sister. So we do have a Bolton on the Iron Throne by marriage, which is quite nice. So my niece is heir. Well, that's quite a bit of prestige for us, if nothing else. The notoriety of that should do us some good. We need to appoint a whole load of people then. So you can be Castellan, Master at Arms, Uthor. He wants an honorary title, so let's give him High Almoner just to appease him. Treasurer. Oh, she's really not a good pick, but I've got not much else. I'm surprised no one likes him. What's wrong with him? Slothful's not great. Nor's arbitrary. Unless we get on each other's good side, we're not going to be having any kids, so I would like to have some children sometime soon. My cousin started breaking the rules. She's been nothing but a pain, this young girl. Fine, if she wants to gain Ruthless, she can gain Ruthless, that's up to her. But I'd rather she didn't. I can command my household guard. I'm not going to interfere with them. How are we doing on levy? We're staying stagnant at about 1.5. Are you recouping? Barely. We've had clearly some very harsh winters, which has not helped our situation, but it's okay. Because if we can overcome it, then taking the seat of the north will be even better. Let's start the faction of liege loyalists. Feign our support. Oh my god, the White Walkers are sieging Winterfell. The north is in a total mess right now, and very little seems to be being done by the rest of the realm. This is going to be an onslaught of White Walkers. And if that's the case, then we're all in trouble. But let's see what happens. Is he actually gonna continue the siege? No, he's stopped midway. Have you got people in your lands then? You don't have people in your lands, so I'm surprised as to why you've stopped, but okay. I guess if you have, you have. Ilaria wants to be fashionable. More than happy for you to be fashionable, Ilaria. Incompetent ruler. Ugh. All of these is just not good. We've got a thieves guild which we need to get rid of. We've got a highway robber band. Elena wishes to be regent. Yes, no thank you. Oh, she's my mother-in-law. Lord Harrion wants to incite revolt. I would so much rather you didn't do that, please. Because I barely have troops to cover my own lands, let alone a revolt. Oh dear, the Iron Throne's troops getting destroyed there. My slothfulness gets me into trouble with my liege lord Paramount Tyler, who claims I do not do a good enough job as Justicar. I mean... and that's not good. So we're not even improving relations for our lord right now. Come on, Boltons, let's improve here. Roose the Fourth, we can do this. Levy's gone up a little bit, which is good. We're the only one in Liege Loyalist faction though, surprisingly, so maybe young... oh, I've forgotten his name. What is his name? Young Tyler is not doing so hot, which wouldn't be so good for him. But looks like the White Walkers are just sticking to their lands. If they're not going to come further south, then we might be okay. You don't own the... so the Mandleys have managed to take the northern clans as well as White Harbour itself. And I'm sure White Harbour has picked up a couple of other... well, they've picked up M.A.T.E for a start, which they shouldn't have. The Umbers have picked up another province. Actually, a couple of provinces. Shadowmoor and Arundel. If I could get a war with you, that would be quite useful. We don't want her to be arbitrary. $70 gold. So gold's coming up. Troops are slowly coming up. So although it was a sad thing to have to... resign to our fate. Now that there's a new lord, people forget quickly. And no doubt we'll be in a position again to fight against him. We just need to ensure that we'll have enough troops to withstand him. We don't necessarily need to besiege Winterfell, but I need to bear in mind lords will come to his aid, which is something I did not do before, or account well enough. We went with everyone else revolting and thought we would be the ones to get away with it, but sadly was not to follow. I need to rest, so possibly a rest chance would be best to improve. Ah, we have a vassal that is going to say Willa Bolton should be the true ruler. So I am going to end the episode here with this cliffhanger. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider leaving a like. Comment with any hints, tips, or pieces of lore that you wish to share with everyone. Subscribe for more information, and I'll see you all in the next episode.